Rita, thank you. Hello and welcome to Look North. On the programme tonight, as the Chancellor prepares to unveil her budget, Yorkshire's three mayors send her a list of requests they say would reduce poverty and unlock investment.
It's not an easy financial position they're in, it's not easy to balance the budget, but we are saying with one voice across the north now increasingly though, these are the things that we really want the government to recognise, invest in and support.
Also on the programme tonight, a £3 million appeal begins to build a new home from home for families at Bradford's Neonatal unit. We catch up with former rugby league star Kevin Sinfield as he prepares to take on his latest fundraising super challenge. And the boys from Bradford are back. Bad Boy Chiller Crew are in the house to tell us about their new single with rap superstar Dizzy Rascal.
And after a day of sunshine and showers, what's the rest of the week looking like? Join me for the very latest forecast.
Hello, thanks for your company this Monday evening. The Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, is preparing to unveil her budget on Wednesday, saying she will make what she calls necessary choices for the economy, with the aim of bringing down NHS waiting lists, the national debt and the cost of living. As Budget Day approaches, Yorkshire's mayors have come together to ask her for three measures they say will unlock investment and opportunity here in the north. With more details, here's our business correspondent, Spencer Stokes.
A letter from mayors across the north to the Chancellor of the Exchequer. Amongst those signing, West Yorkshire's Tracy Brabin, South Yorkshire's Oliver Coppard and David Skaith from North Yorkshire. And they've distilled their priorities down to three key asks. Firstly, lifting the two-child benefit cap. They say it would take 100,000 children in the north out of poverty. At Scolmore Community Centre in Bradford, that would be applauded by mums who meet up here. Imtiaz received universal credit for her first two children, but not her third born, her son, who's just turned 4.
Everyone's allowed to have how many children they want. There are a lot of people out there that have absolutely loads, but that's each to their own. I wanted 3, I had 3. So I've got £55 left, and it's literally got to last me 9 days or 10 days. It's got to last me, and that's basically on food. So I'm going to try to budget as much as I can. So lifting the child benefit cap would help so much.
It's estimated abolishing the cap completely would cost the Treasury around £3.6 billion. But the centre manager here says it would help reduce poverty.
There are families that I know would benefit greatly from it. It's a lot of money that they're losing out on. But, you know, I can see the other side that people say, oh, well, people are just having kids so that they can claim more money. So I can see both sides of it. But, you know, I think it would help a lot of children in this area that, you know, the families are struggling.
The next ask from the mayors is Northern Powerhouse Rail. In Yorkshire, that would mean a new station for Bradford with a new fast line into the city. It's been on and off for years, with Keir Starmer promising it would happen when he was opposition leader.
Would a future Labour government build Northern Powerhouse Rail in its entirety, Leeds, Bradford, Manchester?
Yes, and that's the difference between us and the Prime Minister. When we make promises, we keep them.
A decision has been delayed since Labour came into office, but one business organisation says it's time for the government to make its mind up, arguing it would particularly benefit what is the youngest city in the UK.
A young person living here in Bradford who's been inspired by the City of Culture will no longer be constrained by the fact that the city they live in isn't connected to the mainline train network. Because unless you connect a city like Bradford and across the Pennines to Manchester Airport and to Liverpool, there is no way to release the economic potential of great cities like here in Bradford.
The third request from the mayors is for a new local growth fund to replace former EU money that's helped pay for various projects, particularly in South Yorkshire.
The Shared Prosperity Fund, the follow-on fund from the EU money that we used to get in abundance, is coming to an end. Those are the bits of funding that really help us to invest in jobs, in growth, in business support and other things. That's what we've used that money for here in this region. So we need to see a version of that carry on going forward so we can continue to fund those projects that mean so much to our communities.
Lifting the two-child benefit cap, Northern Powerhouse Rail, and a replacement for EU funds. The letter has been sent. On Wednesday, the mayors will find out if the money will be delivered.
Well, Spencer's with me now. Spencer, the Chancellor won't be short of people after money or various suggestions. What's the likelihood of the three mayors getting what they want then?
Yes, and not just here in our region, but across the country. Let's turn to the child benefit cap first. I think she's indicated quite heavily that that will be lifted. It's a demand not just from mayors but from Labour backbenchers, also from the former Labour Prime Minister Gordon Brown, who said it will be a very effective way of reducing child poverty. Introduced back in 2017 by the Conservatives, and not a cap on regular child benefit but on the universal credit element, which is aimed at poorer families and families in poorer areas. So that's lifted. That would be a big win for the mayors in Yorkshire.
What about these calls, Spencer, for more money to replace European funding as such?
Yes, European funding was replaced by something called the UK Shared Prosperity Fund. That has come into Yorkshire over the last few years, but that fund is being wound up in March, which is why the mayors have raised this now. I've actually spoken to the Treasury this afternoon, and they've indicated quite heavily that there will be a successor scheme and extra funding for mayors. So they may get the two-child benefit cap lifted and the successor to the EU funding as well.
Now, I know this is something of a hoary old chestnut, but where are we with Northern Powerhouse Rail?
Yeah, a project that's circled round and round for at least a decade now. Started as this idea to build a brand new railway line across the north of England. It's kind of shape-shifted into a series of different projects, one of which could be this new railway station for Bradford, with fast lines into and out of the city, connected to the Transpennine railway line. It's been on, it's been off, it's been paused, it's been unpaused. We thought we were going to get an announcement at the Labour conference, then the budget. I'm hearing that it won't be at the budget either. Labour say they want to get the detail nailed down, absolutely correct, before they commit to it. But big asks for the Chancellor there, and of course all of them have to be funded by either tax rises or more borrowing.
OK, well, let's hope they're not too disappointed, Spencer. Spencer Stokes with that update there. OK, let's have a look at some of the day's other news now. And a police officer is due to appear in court charged with sexually assaulting 3 women in a nightclub. PC Martin Brough is alleged to have assaulted the women at a venue in York City Centre during the early hours of the 1st of December when he was off duty. The 43-year-old, who works for West Yorkshire Police's Operational Support Unit, has been suspended pending the outcome of the case. He's due to appear at York Magistrates Court on Wednesday. A coroner has recorded death by suicide after a devoted couple jumped from cliffs near Whitby Abbey. David and Susan Jeffcock were found on rocks at the base of East Cliff in July. They had sent a letter to their solicitor confirming they intended to end their lives. 80-year-old Mr Jeffcock had been suffering from bone cancer. It's thought he jumped first, followed by his 74-year-old wife. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. Police investigating a fatal collision in Meltham in West Yorkshire on Friday have named the man who died. 60-year-old Peter Bruin died in the collision on Meltham Mills Road. A 33-year-old man's been arrested on suspicion of causing death by dangerous driving. He's been bailed while inquiries continue. A pair of criminals ended up in hot water after being caught by police hiding in a hot tub in South Yorkshire. The 2 men were found floating in the garden spa by a police dog unit after a car chase, with a 3rd man also being found in the garden. A court heard they'd previously carried out violent, high-value car thefts across North and East Yorkshire. They were each jailed for up to 10 years. A young Rotherham United supporter who inspired a fundraising campaign has sadly died from cancer.
I love them all to bits because I don't know what I would do without them.
Teenager Owen Jenkinson took part in charity challenges with his friends who had their heads shaved to support him. He was living with a rare form of bone cancer. We last caught up with him late last year at a fun run. This morning, Rotherham United said they were heartbroken, and Owen will be remembered as the beacon of hope that the life that he created for himself represented. You're watching Monday's Look North, still to come on tonight's programme. But first, many of us will know someone who's had a premature or poorly baby. It's an incredibly stressful time for everyone involved and often includes a lengthy stay in hospital. Well, a £3 million fundraising campaign is underway in Bradford to build a parents' accommodation block next to the city's neonatal intensive care unit to help those going through the ordeal. Charles Heslett has the story.
We just stopped thinking about the world. It didn't exist for us. It was just our baby. And our world was here for 2 weeks.
Mohammed and his wife Amra spent the fortnight of their son Ahmad's life in Bradford's neonatal intensive care unit. Despite still coming to terms with the premature loss of their only child, he's back to support a fundraising campaign to build a family accommodation block next to the unit.
Whilst we were here, my wife would not go out. She would not go out of this building. So for full 2 weeks, she didn't have a garden to go to. The windows only opened a little bit, obviously health and safety. So that was not great for her. But if there is a garden, if we feel close enough where the babies are, then that will do wonders for parents.
The unit, rated excellent, deals with around 500 premature and severely ill babies every year. It has 5 bedrooms where parents can stay, 2 of which are attached to the unit, as well as a small kitchen and children's play area.
We have 5 bedrooms currently, but we have up to 14 intensive and high dependency care babies. Therefore, that for us isn't enough. We deliver excellent neonatal care, but we really want to support our families, all of our families, and give them the best accommodation.
The chronic shortage of bedrooms leads to some heart-wrenching decisions.
We can have families that be staying here for weeks and then a polio baby comes or somebody that's quite further away than they are, and we're asking them to move out of the accommodation and bring somebody else in. So it's not an easy decision and it causes a lot of emotion.
The campaign by the Bradford Hospitals charity and the Sick Children's Trust is already halfway towards its £3 million target, thanks largely to a one-off donation and the generosity of parents, staff and the public.
For parents, being close to their babies is the most important thing to them. So in that difficult time, you forget about anything else. Nothing else means anything. And having a place where at least you've got the basics and you don't need to worry about them, you can have as much time as you can possibly have with your baby.
That's Mohammed Ashraf talking to our reporter Charles Heslett. Well, it's been a busy weekend for our sporting teams. Sal's here with a roundup of the weekend action and a bit more, I believe, Sal.
Yeah, let's start with some fundraising, shall we? Because in a week's time, Kevin Sinfield will set off on his latest ultramarathon challenge to raise money for motor neurone disease research. Over 7 days, he will run 7 ultramarathons across the country, finishing in Headingley, the stadium where he shared so many memories with his Leeds Rhinos teammate Rob Burrow, who died of MND last year. It's the 6th time Kevin's done a challenge like this. I caught up with him earlier and he says he's still doing it for a mate.
As tough as it is him not being here, it's also really, really powerful what he's left behind and the memories, and certainly in the tough moments I'll think of him and he'll drive us on.
Kevin Sinfield's friendship with Rob Burrow is as legendary as their rugby league careers. His previous 5 challenges have already raised £10 million for motor neurone disease charities, with money going towards building the Rob Burrow Centre in Leeds. His latest challenge will take him across the country, running 7 ultramarathons in 7 days. On Thursday, 4th of December, he'll be in Sheffield, starting at Bramall Lane and finishing at the Sheffield Institute for Translational Neuroscience, CITRAN, which researches MND.
I visited last year after the challenge, last December, and spent some time there and got a real understanding of the work that's going on there, and that prompted us going to Sheffield, if I'm being honest. The work they do is fantastic and getting better, and we're going to find a cure.
Raising money to find that cure is the ultimate goal that inspires this challenge. It finishes back in Yorkshire, with the route going from York to Leeds Beckett University, where he'll be joined by other runners in a Santa Dash for the final stretch to Headingley Stadium for what is sure to be an emotional moment.
you're tired. You're meeting all these wonderful people who are going through some tough moments. You're thinking of Rob, you're thinking of your own family at home who you're away from, and at times it grabs you. I think running through Headingley on that last day will be really, really special.
Kevin Sinfield always said he would do 7 challenges for his friend and the MND community, a promise he's keeping despite the toll on his body.
I'm in this for life, so I think I've run about 70 marathons now, so like understand that at some point my knees might stop working and it needs to look different, but I've made a commitment to this community now and I'll see that through.
A huge challenge, that. Now, in football, pressure is growing on Leeds United manager Daniel Farke after the Whites lost 2-1 at Elland Road against Aston Villa.
So passionate, and they should feel that the world is falling apart if we lose the game. Otherwise, you can't be a Leeds United supporter. Fully understand this. We ourselves, we can't allow ourselves to be too passionate or too emotional. It's more like we have to analyse it.
In the Championship, Sheffield United cruised past Steel City rival Sheffield Wednesday in their relegation-placed grudge match. Tyrese Campbell scored early and then doubled the lead at the start of the second half. Tom Cannon added a third in stoppage time, rounding off a perfect afternoon for the Blades. And it was also a perfect afternoon for Barnsley in League One. They battered Luton Town 5-0 at Oakwell. This from Luke O'Connell sees the Reds move up into 9th, chasing down a playoff spot. Also eyeing up a promotion push are Huddersfield Town, who beat Mansfield 3-1, with all 3 of Town's goals coming in the first 16 minutes. The win moves them into 7th in League One. And this next 20 seconds probably sums up Chesterfield's 3-3 draw with Crewe Alexandra quite well. It was end-to-end and frantic at times, with Crewe hitting the bar, a long kick downfield, and James Berry ran from his own half, latched onto the knockdown and finished off with an excellent strike just here. 3-3 with Town in the playoff places. In ice hockey, Sheffield Steelers are now tied at the top of the Elite League after a 5-0 win at home against Manchester Storm. They recovered from Saturday's 4-3 shootout defeat to the Nottingham Panthers to shut out the Storm on Sunday at home, with Cliff Pugh scoring the Steelers' 5th. And Great Britain's bobsleigh team started their road to the Winter Olympics in Italy with 2 Yorkshire athletes on the squad, Ollie Butterworth and Leon Greenwood. Both the 4-man and 2-man teams finished in 6th place at the World Cup in Cortina. They'll now travel to Austria for the 2nd race of the new season in the hope of qualifying for the Olympics in February. It's coming around quickly again, isn't it?
Thank you, Sal. That's the sport for now. Now, next tonight, 2 years ago, Bradford trio Bad Boy Chiller Crew, my favourites, were riding high with a top 10 single and a Brit Award nomination too under their belts. But just as they were building momentum, they were forced to hit pause when a legal dispute erupted with their record label. Now they're back, and today it's been announced that they'll return to their home city next year with a gig at Bradford Live. They joined me a little earlier in the studio, but before we hear from them, let's have a listen to their latest single.
From the infant, cause of the system, cause I'm a misfit. Rapper boys got the game locked up. Coming for the lock, coming for the jackpot. I'ma pull up in a Rari or a roller, or a big Range Rover. I roll up, but I never roll over. And then Bradford boys got my shoulder. Yeah, I'm in your city. Pirelli 22-inch wheel sitting pretty. They wanna see me quit, what a pity. But I just stay in my lane, don't let it get to the brain. I'll be the same top boy on the bus or the train. I've had enough of the game's lame, but you don't really want to hear me.
Well, Clive, Kane and Gareth are with me now. Lads, welcome. We just saw a burst of your latest song there featuring Dizzy Rascal. What was it like working with Dizzy?
It was sick, you know, from being a kid, growing up listening to Dizzy and being a big fan, and then actually being on a tune with him, which is one of his biggest hits from 450, is massive, man.
Yeah, I can tell you how excited you are by that opportunity. Clive, that song, or the latest song, didn't really nearly happen, did it, because of a lengthy dispute you've had with your former record company?
I'm not going into too much detail, but yeah, we're over the rights and we're in court for over a year.
Yeah,
nearly 2 years. Over 2 years, yeah, nearly 2 years, and obviously just like you say with the copyright, and we found they won the case, got the rights back, and gone from there.
For our viewers who are not familiar with your music, how do you describe it?
Yeah, it's a different sound, especially for like the mainstream audience. It's an up north like bass line sort of organy, trancey sound, which is very fast, uplifting beats. Not compared to what you used to get back in the day on your radio station. I think we took that sound to the radio, and for it just to all disappear, it was heartbreaking, to be honest.
You're Bradford lads. Is there a kind of Bradford influence in what you do?
Yeah, Bradford, Sheffield, Leeds. Like,
it all escalates from a sound called Niche. Niche used to be a nightclub back in the day, and they used to use all them sort of old school bangers, and that's what we picked up from, like rapping over, and we were like, yo, this sounds sick. We weren't the first to do it, we are the last, but you know, we were definitely the ones who took it to the mainstream in regards to the pranks, the comedy videos we did, and everything around it, which pushed it to mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, we're 3 years on, back to 2022, you had a top 10 single, then you were nominated for the Brits, then you had the quiet spell. Are you hoping this is part of a comeback and you can resume where you left off, so to speak?
Just want some bread and milk back in cupboards. If this don't work, then it's definitely writing a book, mate. Like to go from up there to down there.
We've got a good story to tell.
We've got a good story to tell.
Yeah, sounds like it as well. And how do you feel about playing Bradford live? Because that's a homecoming, and that's going to be great in February, isn't it?
Yeah, wow, massive. We went to the venue not so long ago to watch some fighting, and I can remember being a kid watching a film in there, and it closed down, and they've done really, really well with it. And just to bring the home show back to Bradford in that venue is somewhat. When did we last play in Bradford? We haven't played in Bradford for about 4 years.
Yeah.
So wow, what a homecoming show, especially getting back popular again, getting back up there, and with all the production we've got, it's going to be massive. So,
well, listen, I wish you all the best, lads. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you, and good luck for 2026.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Now, sticking with Bradford success stories, the TV show The Fastest Boy in the World, starring an 11-year-old motorcycle drag racer from the city, has won a Royal Television Society Award. Camera crews spent a year following Alfie Barraclough from Thornton for the BBC documentary. Alfie started riding motorbikes when he was just 4 years old and was diagnosed with ADHD and autism at the age of 8. He's competed in a drag racing championship and already set a land speed record. The documentary won Best School-Age Children's Programme, so congratulations to him. And the good news for Bradford just keeps coming, because it's been announced that the city's Bantam of the Opera Choir will perform at the BBC Sports Personality of the Year Awards ceremony next month. The group, formed of Bradford City fans who are known as the Bantams, came together to mark the city's year as UK City of Culture. During the December show, they will sing the football club's anthem, Midland Road, and they're pretty excited about it.
Sports Personality of the Year is just such a big thing.
Every time we think we can't do anything more, it keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's just been, oh gosh, unbelievable.
It's just blown everybody's minds. It's such an amazing opportunity to showcase the city. Cannot wait.
We were so excited. I was jumping up and down, we were cuddling.
Yeah, well done to them. Now, for something that's proving popular on our social media channels today. If you live in West Yorkshire, you may have spotted a bus service with a difference recently. Billy's bus takes poochers on day adventures and dog walks and has been causing a bit of a stir. The bus travels around parts of Bradford and Leeds, picking up passengers. I didn't write this. And owners are able to watch their journeys via live stream. It's been named after the owner's, Laura's dog, Billy.
I couldn't find the right type of doggy daycare for Billy. We found dog walkers, 1 hour wasn't enough, full doggy daycare was too much for him, and then we took inspiration from an American lady called Canine Convoy, and then we just went to town with the idea.
Yeah, all life is here on Look North. And finally tonight, they say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. A phrase passionately felt by a woman from Boroughbridge who turned 101 years old today. Joyce credits her long life to having a glass of lemonade a day. She's celebrated with her 2 children, 5 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren. And of course, plenty of her favourite drink, lemonade. Happy birthday to Joyce. Well, I've learnt something tonight. That's what I'm going to do after the show. Glass of lemonade.
So you're knocking on a bit. What's your key to looking good?
Well, I'll tell you when I get there.
Not working here. Would you like to see a couple of pictures? That's a cracker, isn't it? That was sent in today, this morning, in Thirsk. Other supermarkets are available, I have to add. And the next one, not far away, in Ripon. That's the stunning, beautiful Fountains Abbey. They avoided most of the showers today, but nevertheless, there have been quite a few around. Let's have a look at the headline for tomorrow. Before that, you've got your details of the addresses. There's been loads of pictures sent in recently. Don't forget your Weather Watcher website, otherwise X and Instagram, and I'll take a look and try and get them on the telly during tomorrow. And tomorrow could well turn out to be the best day of the week, certainly across western areas. Lots of sunshine. There will be a few showers further towards the coast, courtesy of that northerly, but a ridge of high pressure certainly making for a nice day across central and western parts of Yorkshire. Then the next weather system brings rain in from the west. That will introduce much milder air, and on Thursday some spots might reach 14 degrees, so becoming very mild indeed, but rain will never be far away. Right, there's your radar picture. There are a number of showers that continue to feed down from the north. So over the next few hours, we'll continue to see those scattered showers. Eventually, they should become largely confined to coastal areas. Further to the west, where it's dry and certainly clearest for longest, just watch out if you're out and about towards the end of the night. There could be a touch of frost and 1 or 2 icy patches, 0, +1, something like that, but I think nearer 3 or 4 towards the coast. More cloud showers and a breeze there. Tomorrow's high water times then in Whitby 6:39 and again at 6:43. So it's a day of sunshine and showers for eastern areas tomorrow, but further west, the Pennines should have a lovely day, actually, mostly dry and bright with some sunshine, and even the showers further east will become increasingly isolated, so at least we should all see some sunshine. But there'll still be a keen breeze along the coast and over the hills, and it's going to feel chilly in general with that moderate wind, 7 or 8 degrees, just marginally below average for late November. Now, further ahead then, Wednesday is a fine start with some sunshine, as you can see, but it will cloud over, and we are expecting some patchy rain to head in from the west through the afternoon and into the evening, but by Thursday it becomes very mild indeed. That is the forecast. What are you laughing at?
Any daily rituals you'd like to share with us or not?
Are you saying I'm getting old, Phil?
Well, we're all getting old, Paul.
I think a large beer every night.
That sounds good. All right then, see you later then. That's it for us. I'll be back at 10:30. Good night.